What's up, everybody? My name is Jesse, and I'm the founder and grandmaster of MMA, Mexican martial arts. This video was sponsored by the Polish power of wallets, the Ridge wallet. More on that later. Hold up, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. All right, continue. So a lot of people are getting off the hype train, and those aren't even my words.
If you want to hop off the hype train, bro.
Adesanya already knows that the reason he gets away with his shenanigans is because he keeps winning. But not this time. They say he bends styles. We've seen him bend the truth. He even bends over his opponents. But you can't bend weight classes, homie. And now you're being a bad influence to Dominic Cruz.
I would love to get a charity fight lined up.
You couldn't even beat the fool that's 4.5 pounds more than you. And he's calling out Hans Molenkamp.
He's got 100 pounds on me.
I know what you're thinking. Blachowicz probably gained like 20 more pounds after the weigh-in. So Adesanya couldn't get another pizza or what? Everybody gets mad when fighters don't cut enough weight. That supposedly they're unprofessional or whatever. So then how come no one says anything when Adesanya doesn't gain enough weight?
The size played a factor in the 5th round.
That's on you, fool. So he doesn't want to gain any more weight, but he does want to throw his weight around. He's over here putting bottles down, taking off stickers, clowning on Cruz. Of course he's gonna call out Hans. He had no choice. But you did. You decided that the 185 strap wasn't enough. And you got greedy. DC's out here trying to tell people how hard it is.
It shows how difficult it is to be going up in between weight classes trying to become double champion.
Does he have inferior motives? That's not important. Joe Rogan changed the subject anyway.
Yep,
Hard
right.
to tell because they got masks on.
All right, a few minutes ago, Piotr Jan.
But you didn't come here to hear about Monster any more than you watched the press conference for those sound effects.
Win. Defend my belt. Moving up.
Stalls for the
I can imagine of mine. Like those guys.
Champion.
ameaça por momento de
They call first time.
Someone needs to get fired. And someone needs to give the cup check guy a raise. He's over here trying to do his job. And Adesanya's acting up. I can't even watch the fighter and the kid anymore. But then he gets away with that. And then he gets away with being homies with the Paul brothers. The fanboys that are rooting for Adesanya are the same fools that are crying about Jake and Logan fighting. But Adesanya's down with them. Logan Paul's over here praising him right there on the screen. And then you got Adesanya saying that he's a fan of Jake Paul.
Nah, he's a fan. So he got a new fan in me too as well.
How do you feel about that one? If you ever wanted a visual representation of what an Adesanya fan looks like, that's it right there.
9,500.
Is that who you want to be? To Adesanya's credit, I will say that he looks clean now. No matter how hard I look, I just can't seem to find any gyno. Whatever he's doing, it's working. And the same is true for Jan. Paper beats rock, homie. All the games Adesanya plays. You think he would know that? He did his best to offset it with his feints. But then he almost fainted when he got caught slipping in the rear naked choke. Adesanya was simply being inefficient with his energy, which he made even more obvious when he kept throwing kicks with no setup. How you gonna knock out the world champion without even setting it up? Oh, like that. He didn't even set it up in his training. Fools get sat down for that nonsense. Literally, by the time they got into the 2nd round, they respected each other a little more. But this is what happens when maybe you have a little too much respect.
What's up, fool?
What you looking at?
Take flight, homie.
You throw first. I'm on probation.
That being said, you don't poke fools in the eye if you respect them. And you don't ask for title shots either. And Adesanya said it wasn't a poke.
It wasn't.
But then he apologized immediately after.
Sorry.
That's admitting fault, homie. Never say never. Never disrespect. Never apologize. That's why I never apologize to my lady. Because then she's gonna think I did something wrong. If I don't apologize, then she's like, I guess he didn't do it. Either way, it's hard to act like you're not fighting dirty when you kick him in the groin right after that. To be fair, Jan did cup check him later on, but Herb didn't let it slide because he knew he deserved it. But after all the stalling and dirty fighting, things started to get more interesting. Jan was flying off the cage. Adesanya was clapping those ears.
And I clap hard.
And there was finally some groundwork. I'm surprised the biased commentators weren't trying to say that Adesanya was just pulling guard right here and he couldn't bend his way out of that ground control. I didn't even know Jan was a BJJ black belt till I started making this video. You know what else I found out? His nickname is John. John. That's terrifying. And then in the 5th round, I found out that Zayn is also a fan of Adesanya. No, not this Zayn. this Zayn. So now we got Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and Zayn, all fans of Adesanya, and Ariel Helwani, all fans of Adesanya. Do you really want to be in that club? Blink twice if you need help. But my brain went from Zayn to Goldberg with the quickness, because Jan speared that fool.
Oh, that's it. You just got to take him down.
And Adesanya's long legs usually work in his favor because of all the kicking. And even more importantly, all the running. And don't even start crying about me calling him a runner, because he even trains for it. But that length was working against him right here.
Just get up.
Because his legs were too long
Just
to
get
get
up.
the feet on those hips. And while he was struggling with defeat, Jan started dropping that Viking hammer. But Jon Anik must have been watching like a mirror screen or something, because he thought that Adesanya was headbutting Jan's fist.
And Adesanya potentially has done enough to become a simultaneous two-division champion.
But even Jon Anik's biased commentary couldn't fool Dana White. He already knew what was up. He didn't try to hide how he felt about it either.
There was no 10-8 in that fight.
And Joe Rogan didn't try to hide not being at all prepared for this interview.
Did it go the way you thought it was going to go?
Really, fool? You thought that he was gonna say that he expected to get glued to the canvas for several minutes and lose the fight. To be fair, Rogan was most likely under the influence of something. Who knows at this point? And I was under the influence of joy, and some people didn't like that. Some people were upset that I was celebrating Jan's victory. Some people went as far as saying that I was being toxic. Are you kidding me? This is me after a fight, and this is Adesanya after a fight. You want to talk about toxic? I'm like the toxic Avenger. To be honest, I didn't even want to make this video, but people kept asking for it, and I come through. I released a video after UFC 259, breaking down an old classic, and everybody was like, who cares? Where's the Adesanya breakdown? It's just not my style to soccer kick fools when they're down. But for my viewers, I'm willing to bend my style, and I'm not really doing any harm. Adesanya's fine right now. He made a lot of money, and he's got people around him that love him, like his roommates.
When I go home and I see Toothless and Millie, they're gonna see me and lick me and they'll still love me.
It's a little bit ironic that Adesanya was holding that puncher's chance after the fight, because him and the fanboys thought that that was all Blachowicz had. They expected a sure victory, and they were loud about it. They underestimated Jan and thought that Adesanya would destroy him. But now that he lost, it's all about that. At least he tried.
Dare to be great. Yeah, like I said, dare to be great. Like I said, dare to be great.
Like I said, dare to be great.
And all these fools that were predicting a knockout are just going along with it. And they're adding me. To be fair, I did post this first. Adesanya, thinking that he could visualize a TKO into existence, lost a unanimous decision to his lazy training methods. I've been trying to tell fools, you're gonna fight the way you train. And that's exactly what Adesanya did. But if you're an Adesanya fan, first of all, what are you doing here? But if you're an Adesanya fan, you don't need to feel bad about the loss, because I guess he actually won the fight.
In another parallel universe, I'm the double champ, and it all went, the way I expected it to.
And he still has a perfect record, like Chael Sonnen and Sean O'Malley.
I've lost many times, but I remain undefeated.
He was in complete control, but simply chose to let this universe play out in a different way.
I even had his chin at one point. I thought, should I go for a guillotine? I was like, nah, slip it. I'll let that one go.
Even when he was down on the canvas, we misunderstood what we were looking at.
Trust me, I was fresh. He was getting tired.
He said way too many stupid things after the fight for me to specifically focus on. So let me just give you a little compilation.
Honestly, I could have won this fight. Trust me, I can drop these guys. He was tired, I was fresh, and then I rise up again like the phoenix that I am. When you get touched by this guy, you go to sleep. I'm awake. He was getting tired. He did the whole pitter-patter thing because he was just gonna steal the round. In another timeline, I beat this guy. I didn't really get outclassed. Did you see me get trapped? I'll have to give you an honest answer another time, if I'm being honest. Did you see me get, held against the fence for long? I like to hit and don't get hit. I'm not worried about getting hit. I just don't like to get hit. I gotta go find someone in the woods who's hanging and get their rope or something. I could sell my entrances to some artists because people always offer me I'll give you this much if you walk out to my song. Because I saw him getting tired. He would trust me, I was fresh. I was just having fun in there. I can handle that Polish thing. But yeah. Wait, repeat the question? I rambled there for a little bit.
I don't even remember.
At the end of the day, I think Adesanya got what he wanted.
What I've always predicted to do in this game is change the game.
I think Dana White is gonna change the policy regarding switching weight classes. It's just not good for business. You got a solid money maker that looks dominant with a huge fan base, and then gets embarrassed overnight. And it's not the first time either. And I realized that Adesanya felt like he had no other options.
Who else am I gonna fight at middleweight?
But what's he gonna do now anyway? He's gonna go back and fight at middleweight. But that's not all he's gonna be doing. A lot of people were talking about the body language and chemistry between him and Megan Anderson at the press conference. And apparently she had an influence on it, because now that fool's gonna be twitching.
I'm getting into Twitch now. I've got a green screen, got a whole Alienware set up.
And I can't even hate on that. He's trying to get paid. And when he starts making that money, he's gonna need a Ridge wallet. Jan Blachowicz already got his. How does it feel, Jan?
Amazing feeling.
I've had mine for a year now. It's been a year. And it's the best wallet I've ever had. It holds up to 12 cards. And your cash. I know what you're thinking. I don't even use cash anymore. So then strap in your guitar picks, Q-tips, toilet paper for long trips. The possibilities are endless. How many 5-star ratings do you think it has?
That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Over 30,000. In case you're someone who doesn't like getting robbed, it's RFID blocking. And it comes in several different styles and colors. It comes with free worldwide shipping. And you have 45 days to return it if you have any regrets.
No regrets.
Just go to ridge.com/Voto and put in the promo code VOTO for 10% off. Thank you for watching Mexican Martial Arts. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Wait, what? Late.